Well, hey everybody, it's parts day, Just got a call from Summit down in Arlington, Texas, that all of my parts that I ordered a couple of months ago have finally all arrived in one big order. So let's take the truck down and pick up those parts from the warehouse in Arlington, Texas. All right, so back home, got the parts thrown over in the corner, just kind of organized however I can. I went through some of the boxes. So just to let you know what I got. That is my brand new Hurricane air conditioning system from Old Air Products. It's awesome, can't wait to get it installed. It'll be so much better than the factory 4 vent one. This one goes on both sides and the center. Got some new wheels, not gonna show those off yet. They're awesome, they're from US Mags. I think it's gonna change the look of this car. I've got a ton of other stuff, new fuel tank, new door sill plates, just a bunch of stuff that is just broken or worn over the past 8 years that I tried reusing from the original Mustang that we got, original Mustang parts. So anyways, all the parts are there. And what I wanna do now is turn to some exterior work and some more engine bay work. So let's head on over there now. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to get my hood scoop installed. This is an SLE Performance hood scoop. It's actually plastic and not fiberglass. I went ahead and off camera, because nobody wants to see me sand for hours, I got all the injection molding marks out of it, primered it, filled it in, so it's nice and smooth. What I've done is I've measured it out to where it's going to be 3 1/8 inch forward from the cowl, and it's about 7 7/8 inches from the edge of the hood. So right now it's perfectly balanced. You can't see it, but I've got it marked out. So all I need to do is mark these drill points right here, here, and here. So this mounts with some fast nuts underneath the hood scoop. So I'm going to drill the holes, and then the rest of it is done with 3M tape. But I'm not going to do the 3M tape yet, because I want to get this thing primered and get the hood prepped underneath it prior to paint. But I'm at least going to get it on the hood and make sure everything looks good, remeasure it, make sure I got it right in the middle. This will be functional. Up in here, there will be about a 10-inch hole, and I'm going to make it look nice from underneath. I don't want to move the hood right now because it'll slide off, but this will be a functional air intake to help get some fresh air into the engine bay. So I'm going to start on that right now. All right, so we're back and working back on the hood scoop again, and as you can tell, it now has some pins in here. And what I actually did was I ordered these from CJ Pony Parts. These are 99-04 GT hood scoop retainer set, and these pins, I had one extra left over, fit perfectly right into here. They snap in perfectly, and it comes with bolts and washers. And what happened was I put this in and just put these two front pins through the front and 3M tape along here, and it worked for about a day. And then in just 90-degree heat here in the garage, it started to lift up. So decided to go ahead and make the plunge. We're going to drill 6 more holes into the hood, small holes, and bolt this thing down so it is flush with the hood, and it won't ever lift up because of, you know, failing adhesive. As you can also tell, I made myself a template so I can drill this thing perfectly. So I'm going to drill these 6 holes. We're going to get this hood scoop mounted and bolted in and see how it looks. Alright, so that took a little bit of time actually. It's installed, it looks good, it looks great, it's completely bolted in right now. So that's the hood scoop, it's on. Gap was eliminated for the most part. I'm happy with it. I actually had to take the hood off the hinges, so I'm not even sure if I can do this. There we go. So as you can see, bolts. I'm going to cut them down before, you know, paint and all that kind of stuff. Right now I don't care, but it's bolted in. What I had to do, excuse me. All right, what I had to do is I got one of these left. What happened was when it was sitting clipped into the side, this bottom bracket was actually interfering. So I had to cut along this loop right here and just completely cut it off to where it just sat in the groove in the hood scoop. I just used 3M double-sided tape, but I'm actually going to JB weld these clips into the mounting points along the hood scoop. And basically, cutting out that bottom bracket or metal didn't give a gap anymore. So now it sits flush with the hood. So anyways, so that's where I'm going to stop on this part. I just wanted the hood scoop in. I wanted to see if it was possible. It is. It's installed. It'll be functional. I got to cut a hole in it so it can actually breathe in fresh air. But for now, we're going to get the hood back off, put it in the corner, and we're going to start on getting this entire area sanded down. I removed the hood hinges, as you saw. When I just got those off, those 6 1/2-inch bolts. I'm going to sand down the whole engine bay, get it prepped for some truck bed liner. It's going to turn out pretty awesome, and it'll be easier to keep clean. So let's get started on that. All right, progress update. Man, got a lot of stuff out. So I've got all of this stuff cleared out, got the wiring up in here taken care of, and it's all laid over the engine block now. I can't remove it from up here because there are two connections, and this connection cannot be unplugged. I don't know what it is, but this can be unplugged, and I already unplugged this one. So I'll tape this off, and I'll tape those off when it comes time to paint. What I was noticing, though, before I started sanding down stuff, is I don't need these. These are the original shock tower braces, and I don't have the original one. It didn't come with the car. And I have an export brace, which is actually a little bit better. It's a bit more secure. So I've noticed, I think it's just 2 spot welds, one here and one here. And I don't need these, and I'd rather have these gone, sand this down, and just have shock tower instead of shock tower and a useless extension here. So I'm going to try getting my angle grinder and just taking out these spot welds and see if these will come off. So I'm going to do that now. So if you want to know how to remove these, you just cut the ends, or cut the main arm off, tap up the end, and then just keep tapping it over. There are spot welds, 1 and 2. So I didn't see those originally, but anyways, it's gone now. I'm gonna sand this down a little bit, you know, cut some of this, you know, sticking out metal off, and I'm gonna primer it, this one and that one over there. But once I'm done primering it, I'll throw my export brace back on so I can show you it. You can't see this at all. But I'm kind of glad I did this because this is rusty. You know, just surface rust, but paint never got here, primer never got here. So anyways, so they're gone. I think the engine bay looks a little bit better without them just sticking out, going nowhere, a bridge to nowhere. So let's get some primer on these. Well, as you can see, export brace covers everything I just did. The good news is, no arm coming out from underneath here. It doesn't look dumb. So both of these are mostly down. I'm gonna obviously put the shock tower braces back in, or shock towers back in, but it's done. I've been wanting to get rid of those for so long. I didn't realize it was gonna take that much effort to get rid of them, but I'm happy they're gone now. sanding of the engine bay is complete. I know it looks like trash. That's the idea. In fact, I don't even care that, you know, there's different layers of paint. I want something that the Rhino Liner can bite to. I don't want it super smooth. What I'm going to actually do is I'm just going to Rhino line along the fender. I would have to pull the fenders to get underneath it, but honestly it's about like ½ an inch of material under the fender, and it's just not worth it. So I'm just going to Rhino line along it, possibly even the inner fender here, and not into this area. We'll see, because painting will make it a little bit difficult. In any case, I got all of this crud out except for right here. I got to resand that, but I got all the crud here out and back here, and cleaned up the brake reservoir, and so really looking good. It's all roughed up and all ready to be Rhino lined. The kit I bought was actually from AutoZone. It was actually about $10 cheaper than Amazon because it does not come with the spray gun. It comes with 4 bottles, a hardener, and a paint can roller system, or paint tray roller system. I'm gonna get a brush out too for the tight areas, but this was actually $129, and the one on Amazon was $139, I believe. But I mean, it covers 8-foot truck bed. I don't need that much. I will be using this on my truck to paint the bumper because it's all faded, but that's a project for another time. So this is what I'm going to be using. I want this texture, so we're going to get ready, start prepping the engine bay. Once I hit this small area right here to get this textured stuff out, honestly, it probably doesn't matter because the truck bed liner is textured. I'm still just going to clean it up. Once I get this all done, I'm going to wipe it all down, clean it up, and we'll start rolling. Well, as standard procedure dictates, when I film one of these videos, my battery died. So I've got enough charge in it to finish it up here real quick. But as you can see, it is Raptor lined. Procedurally, it went okay. If I had rollers that actually lasted longer than 5 or 10 minutes, it would be great. But every time I was rolling on here, about 10 minutes into the process, it started just deteriorating. I had 4 of those. All 4 fell apart. So I did what I could with the rollers. I mean, you can see it went on good, and it's got great texture, good sheen to it. It looks really cool. This is exactly what I was going for. But the product itself, really disappointing because it just, the rollers fell apart, and I had to resort to a paintbrush to dab and just stab it to get the texture. So anyways, as you can tell, it just looks great. And it hides a lot of the blemishes that were there before that maybe I didn't sand down. Kind of like, you know, right there. I didn't get that one. But when you come back all the way over here, kind of looks like texture. So we got it on the shock towers, down low, the support frames, down below the battery tray. It's everywhere. It looks awesome. You even got it back here on the firewall. Looks great. What I did with the fenders is I left them on because I don't really care that much, but I just went along here. And yeah, I got up on the fenders, that's fine. These fenders are coming off, but when I do the body work on it, I'll just take a grinder all the way up and get it off. Because I want this to be body, and then this to be the Raptor liner, and when it's complete, you just have the 2 colors. So, the front is still flat black. That's what I want. Anyways, so that's the Raptor liner. we can now finally start putting the engine back together. And I'm excited because that means we can move on to our digital gauges.